Is your name 7th Page because of the 7-page muda? If no, then what is it? See, that would have been a lot better because it's Jojo themed, and that's probably why most of you are here, except for this guy. But no, it's actually a reference to Ocarina of Time, which when I started the channel, I thought was like a pretty cool, obscure reference. But in 2019, it's definitely a normie tier, basic, epic gamer girl bathwater kind of reference. But oh well. RAM 41500. Nice MLG throwback.
Aurum 41500.
Which Araki forgot moment do you think is the most misunderstood by fans? A lot of people non-ironically believe a lot of them because they forgot or don't use deductive reasoning. I'm not too sure. I don't really tend to get into like the super nitty-gritty meta-analysis. I mean, it's a show about breathing good and then fighting with ghosts who have very heavily rendered crotches. I just kind of accept it for what it is for the most part. Is making amazing music your stand ability? Your favorite part along with Jojo, and why? Okay, this gets asked in a lot of forms, so I'll go into a fair bit of detail here. This is going to be a pretty long answer, so if you don't want to hear me ramble about how much I love my favorite part, I've timestamped the next question in the description. This is really difficult because almost every part, the Jojo is probably one of, if not the best character in the part. I mean, for starters, how can you not love Speedwagon? But if I really had to pick my favorite, it would absolutely be Okiyasu. I mean, when he was first introduced, I think I didn't even like him. I was like, who is this weird 40-year-old gruff voice dude? But as his character develops over part 4, you get to see how absolutely pure and adorable he is. And at the same time, how much he saves his friends, how good of a friend he is himself. And while it's definitely portrayed for him to be lacking intellect or smarts, especially in battle, he's one of the most honest and open characters when it comes to expressing his own feelings. As opposed to, say, Jotaro, who is almost like the polar opposite and doesn't even know what a feeling is unless it's something you have for marine biology. Or Koichi. And as for my favorite part, I would probably have to pick part 4. Mainly because up until part 4, JoJo's had been set up as quite a serious, action and adventure-heavy shonen anime. So in the context of that, part 4 comes along and we have stands who are completely non-combat and kind of almost superfluous. This built-up expectation is definitely something Araki plays with, especially in, say, Tonio's arc. And we have all these weird day-in-the-life kind of situations. Within a combat-heavy shonen anime about stands, that kind of change was just so amazing to me. And we got to see all these wonderful little stories in a quaint little town in a universe where there's stands and all these horrible things happening at the same time. That kind of juxtaposition made part 4 really shine for me. You have all these awesome kind of friendship moments, hilarious moments about them getting up to antics like using their stands to win the lottery. And then you also at the same time have all of this juxtaposed with this really dark, serious side, a whole Kira arc and everything. That together with this like really quaint kind of 90s aesthetic, I just thought was perfect. Bit of a shameless self-plug, but if you go and find my video 1999 Eternal Summer, I feel like that really captures the mood I feel about Diamond is Unbreakable. Who is best girl in JoJo? Well, the obvious answer is Jolene, but if you are an anime only person and you want the best girl from the parts that have been animated, that's pretty hot. Speedwagon. Okay, fine. Trish. Kokyuin
Redacted for demonetization purposes.
Asks, can you deflect my Emerald Splash? Gabrielle V1312 asks, how King Crimson works? I don't know why everyone keeps bringing this up. It's actually really easy. Basically, whenever King Crimson activates, he... And that's basically how it works. Which one is better, Naples pizza or Tony's pasta? Tonio's? Well, I've actually been to Naples, and I'd say the pizza there is definitely more expensive because you're probably gonna get robbed while you're doing it. The first episode of Golden Wind, where Giorno is just like a petty grifter like all the time, as is everybody else, is not inaccurate. Have you ever studied music or music theory in school? Yeah, when I was in primary school, I actually started by playing cello. I studied classical music for maybe 8 to 10 years. Gradually got distracted by playing in a metal band, and now I make lo-fi remixes of anime songs. What a way to go. Right napkin or left napkin? I know enough to know that that's a Steel Ball Run reference, but I'm too much of a pleb and I haven't finished reading Stone Ocean yet. Who's your favorite JoJo villain and why? I tend to be one of those people that can like have a favorite character just because of like a single like 2-second scene. And this scene is one of the funniest and also saddest scenes in all of JoJo.
連れがミルク飲んでるってだけで格好つかねえんじゃねえかって考えがよぎらねえんだからな。
So yeah, I guess Pesci because he's so goofy. What program do you use to make lo-fi remixes? This is definitely the most common question I get asked by far. I do most of my work in Ableton. Right now I think it's the most versatile DAW around, but the learning curve can be very steep, especially if you're new to music making software or DAWs at all. This is something I'm thinking about going into more depth with in future videos if people want it. I'm not really a music production channel, but if there's enough of an audience for it, I could do it. Let me know in the comments below. That one thing every YouTuber says, how a piano can help me to win a fight against an enemy stand user? Yes. Meme Queen of Planet Sheen asks, favorite Crusader and Vento Oreo boy? This is really hard. I'm going to say Avdol. He seems really level-headed and to kind of have a well-rounded personality without just being like a stone face or a total idiot. And Old Joseph is just, I adore Old Joseph. Favorite Vento Oreo boy is Mister, just because he's so completely dumb and nonchalant throughout the whole thing. And Sex Pistols is like the best voice-acted stand like ever. Churmandor asks, who or what inspired you to make such amazing songs? The YouTube monetization program. But nah, I've made a lot of types of music over the years. I really enjoy mashing things together that shouldn't go together, or like swapping genres to things that just don't fit. In the really early days of this channel, I think I made a video that was like a really poppy version of a Meshuggah song. I still enjoy making stuff like that, but ever since I watched Jojo, everything changed. What's your favorite anime? Other than Jojo, of course. Look, I'll be honest, I've been doing all this Jojo stuff so I can build up to my real passion, which is Sword Art Online fanfic. I like Mob Psycho 100, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Claymore, One Punch Man. Asks, what kind of music do you like? Has Jojo influenced your taste in music? I'm definitely much more of a fan of that Savage Garden song from Part 4. But I'd actually been a fan of classic rock and heavy metal before I was even into Jojo. I think one of the reasons I got into it is someone said, the bad guy is named Dio. Watching through Phantom Blood, I was like, that sounds like a music reference. I wonder if that's intentional.
Yes. Oh my god.
But yeah, as for what I listen to, I generally like metal. If you don't already know, I play in this metal band Great Leap Skyward, where I make more quote-unquote serious music. Definitely check that out if you're into metal. It's pretty good, I guess. We toured Japan last year, and I keep subjecting all my bandmates to Jojo unwillingly. Lord Gayben asks, do you plan on doing lo-fi Josuke theme or torture dance? I Hate Ads asks, what's your favorite stand? Keep it spoiler free for us anime plebs. If you had a stand, what would it do? So there's so many reasons you could like a stand, whether you think the ability is cool or whether the stand design is cool. So to me, what I really like is when stands are sentient and have their own character. For this reason, my favorite stands are Echo Zack 3 and Sex Pistols. How do you think? Part 6 never? I don't think so. It'll mainly come down to how successful Part 5 was and probably how much money David Production made. From what I can tell, it's doing pretty well. Can't see why they wouldn't keep that going. I mean, look at One Piece. Degas posts a two-part question trying to work on that Joseph guessing your next line meme. Good effort. Joseph Joestar asks, favorite Jojo? Now this one actually pulls the Joseph thing because he gives the answer before he asks the question. Other anime you like besides Jojo? Well, I already answered that. Future of a channel or future projects? One thing I definitely want to do is grow the channel and build a bit more of a community, which is why I'll be announcing a 7th Stage Discord at the end of this video. I'm also hoping I can do more collaborations within the Jojo community and outside. Of course, I have plenty more planned for more music, more covers, more mashups of Jojo themes. And I definitely love Jojo, but I'm also hoping I can branch out and do some more non-Jojo stuff at the same time. My question is, why are you so perfect? A guy. Has someone recently threatened your everlasting climax? Yes, YouTube's copyright system. There are a lot of much bigger channels that have gone on about this in much greater detail, but think about it this way. My video for Old Town Requiem got copyright claim for using Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, a song that uses a sample from a 9 Inch Nails song. Like, the pretense you are trying to use to copyright claim my video is the exact same one you depended on to make your song in the first place. Also, you're represented by one of the biggest media companies in the world, whereas I'm just some Jojo fan with a computer. Do you really need my ad revenue? Come on. Jelly Biggest 2411 asks, How long does it take you to create a track? Depends on a lot of things. That Narancha Future Base track took maybe like a month because I don't know how to make Future Base. Some tracks take maybe even 2 or 3 days at minimum. That pretty much covers it, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who's helped me get to 10,000 subscribers. I hope we can just grow all the channel bigger and create more of a community. On that note, we're going to make a Discord. I'll be on there quite regularly and you can talk to me there, or you can just post really bad memes. Thank you everyone again, and
I'll see you in the next video.
what am I, Markiplier?